Good morning and welcome to the vlog. Or should I say Merry Christmas while I'm at it, because this vlog again is Christmas themed, as you can tell from the title of this video, and I'm really excited about that. Choice of location today is near Tower Bridge because they actually have one of the most beautiful Christmas trees in the whole of London. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Really stunning piece of design, I guess, and yeah, it just looks beautiful. So I thought the best time to photograph this would be during the blue hour, because the white Christmas lights will look really stunning against the deep blue contrast of this early morning sky. So woke up very early today. It's currently just before 7 AM and let's head over there and I'll show you what the hype is all about. Every year around Christmas time, the shard lights change. So the tip of the shard is usually illuminated, but during Christmas they really go full out and put on a very special lights display just to mark the occasion. And just that's what I just love about London, how they just around Christmas time they pull out all the stops, go crazy for decorations, and it's just a joy to watch. So while I was crossing London Bridge, I actually saw they already started the Christmas lights. I think the official launch hasn't even been yet, so maybe they're only just testing them, but the lights display looked spectacular. So there was just flickering lights, and the shard also used to change colour at the top of the building, just looked really cool. So 2 years ago actually they had lasers, and this was just my highlight of the year by far, because the lasers shooting all across the London skyline from the tip of the shard, that was just breathtaking. But I don't know why they never brought those back, but these look kind of cool anyway. Another great recommendation if you happen to be in London around Christmas time are the Christmas markets, because these are becoming increasingly popular and increasingly more spectacular and bigger. So right now we're on the south side of the river near Tower Bridge. Closest tube station is London Bridge, and check this out. They already got all the stores built up and it's just looking really cool. So I'm sure it's a fun way to spend some time with your friends, soak up some Christmas feels here in London. Christmas markets can be a great place to do that. So right now they're closed and I'm not interested in that. I'm here to grab some amazing sunrise photos, and that is looking spectacular too. Weather's looking really perfect today, and can't wait to get the camera out, start snapping away, and should be good because the conditions really couldn't be more perfect. And yeah, let's see what we can make of it. Not a Christmas tree, by the way, don't be fooled. This one's always here. And now let me show you the main highlight and the sole reason I woke up super early at 5 AM this morning to come out and shoot this beautiful Christmas tree, spectacularly lit up, whole London scene in the background, Tower Bridge, incredible, so beautiful. Check this out. Well, that was the plan until we got here and realized the Christmas tree isn't even switched on, so fail. Great start to the morning, but so just work with me, picture this in your head. Got Tower Bridge in the background, beautiful Christmas tree in the foreground, just lit up, beautiful sparkling white lights just bursting out of these branches, just ooh, such a beautiful Christmas feel. Well, you're gonna have to make do with that imagination in your head, because it's not happening this morning, but I don't know, I'm not gonna let that keep me down, hold me down. We've got a beautiful sunrise here to contend with, and I'd say, fuck it, let's make the most of it and grab some shots. Anyway, we'll find another good photo. Okay, so what I decided to do instead, instead of photographing the main Christmas tree back here, which is still off, I found these Christmas decorated trees over here, which is kind of like a consolation prize, to be honest, but allowed for a different composition than that I typically wouldn't go for if it was summer and these trees were just normal. So what I decided to do is use these as the foreground element, yeah, and then use these leading lines that you've got here on the floor, which guides you towards Tower Bridge here in the background, which is just peeking out behind City Hall. So I thought it would be an interesting composition because it's got a lot of depth to it, and I also love again how the sparkling lights just complement the blue hour we've got going on at the moment. Check how blue the sky still is. Also got the camera set up in portrait orientation, which allows me to frame Tower Bridge back here, but also fit in as much of these trees as possible. So using 35mm wide lens, and here's the results. Photo location number 2 of the morning is this Christmas market with these beautiful decorated stalls, because I love all the little lights along the edges of the buildings, and then obviously these wooden huts have a very cute, very quintessential Christmas market feel to them. But I couldn't just go with any old boring background. Of course, the best background to go for is this right here, Tower Bridge. And then using this as the foreground element, this little hut with the lights just coming off the top of the roof. It's not the most perfect shot I've ever taken, but definitely good to experiment and try some new things. And this being a low light situation, of course, camera's on a tripod. Another thing I want to point out is it's good to use a very tight aperture because of depth of field. I'm using f11, which should allow both the hut and the Tower Bridge to be both in focus in one shot. So that's something to keep in mind when you're shooting landscape shots. Aperture is everything, because shutter speed is pretty variable. If nothing's moving, you've got the tripod, you can have shutter speeds for as long as you want, go long exposure, whatever. And ISO you should always keep super low, just to maintain the maximum quality. So the only creative freedom you really have is aperture, and that's exactly what I've been working with. Now, that's the technical bit aside. What really matters is the final product. Let's go take a look at this photo. And now for the last shot of the morning. This isn't a Christmas one as such, but the reason why I wanted to take this specific shot is because the other day I was looking through my old photos and I saw a photo that I really liked because the composition was really cool, and I'll show you the composition in a second. But the first thing I want to talk about is reshooting old photos. So with this photo, I felt like the composition was really nice, and it just sparked inspiration to try that same shot again. But at the same time, I kind of felt that my shooting technique has improved over the last 2 years, so it made sense to reshoot it with what I know now, and with regards to camera settings and editing and stuff like that, and just try and improve on the previous photo. And I think that's a good thing to do as a photographer sometimes. Go back to your old photos, see where you were, see where you are now, and just to see how much you've improved and what a long way you've come. And that's really also very motivational and inspirational to keep pushing forward and to always keep trying to improve in the years to come as well. So right now I've got the tripod set up a little bit more precariously on this ledge. There's the water, so trying to make sure the camera doesn't fall down there. That would not be ideal. And kept the camera, extended the legs a bit, solely because I need to be able to reach the camera and see what's going on up here. So it made sense to bring that as low as possible on top of this ledge. And the most important thing, of course, is composition. Let me show you guys. So I love how this ledge kind of separates the water as well as the pavement over here, and it's just a nice weirding, dividing feature in the photo, but at the same time it's kind of like a leading line that leads you towards Tower Bridge here on the back, on the left side, and then City Hall on the right side. And then also I just got the photo in the nick of time because they just switched off the lamps, but just before the lamps were still glowing nice and beautifully, and I've got those beautiful sunrise tones coming up on the horizon as well. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I hope the editing will beat the old photo. So what did you think of that shot? Let me know in the comments below. Now that also marks the end of this vlog. I'm actually rushing to work because it's still Friday and I still have one more day of work left this week. But yeah, it was good to have come out anyway, despite not being super happy with any of those shots. The Christmas tree not being on was a bit of a downer, but I hope this video anyway serves as good inspiration should you want to get some Christmas shots of your own in London, or if you're just in London and you want to explore the Christmas markets and soak up as much festive cheer as possible. I hope there's some inspiration, some cool locations you can check out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in a future episode. Goodbye for now.